Good morning, class. This is week 6. Um, we are making it. I hope you guys are not too overwhelmed or stressed out. I know there's a lot going on. Um, I wanted to let you know I'm still looking over videos. So that's taking me a little bit of time, but I'm hoping to be done today. I believe. I think I have 4 or 5 more left. If I haven't, for whatever reason, gotten your response paper with your video, I'm waiting till I have both to watch it because then I grade them at the same time. It makes it a little bit easier for me. So I will get to them, I promise, and I'm going to try to finish them tonight. I also have your papers that you recently submitted, so I'll be looking at those this week and your Blackboard discussion. Uh, I will say for week 8, we will not do Blackboard. So if you're planning on doing that, you don't have to do that. I'll give everyone credit for that. Also, I will give out extra credit points for doing the course evaluation. I don't know who fills them out, but I can tell who does that does do the course evaluation. So I'll give you guys 10 extra points for the course evaluation. So if you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to email me. I know this class, there's been a lot of questions, which that's fine. I try to get back to you all in a timely manner, so hopefully you felt that way. But we're going to move right along. So we're forming groups now. And I hope you have gotten a chance to look at this text because I do think it's a really good textbook. And there's a lot of things to consider when you're putting a group together. One, you have to make sure, obviously, your topic. You want to make sure you're prepared for your topic. That's a big deal. But as you're starting to form a group, there's things that you have to take into consideration. The size, is it an open group versus a closed group? An open group, for example, would be like AA. Some psychotherapy groups are closed groups just for privacy and the purpose of the material. Some groups, they go through certain material each week, so you can't just join halfway through because you've missed the whole first half. Some anger management type groups are like that. You can't just join partway through, especially if it's court mandated, due to the fact that you missed all the beginning part of the material. How long the group will last, how often do you meet, and where the group is being held. These are all things, obviously, that you need to know before you start getting people to join your group. You want to look at different behaviors to make sure people are the right fit for the group, because not everybody's meant to be in a group. You want the right people because, again, that's going to cause people to feel comfortable to share or not to share. You could have some people that just aren't ready yet to be in a group. They might need some more of their own personal psychotherapy before they could really manage being in a group. And you definitely don't want a group that feels very fake or unnatural, right? Because group in itself is meant to be very cathartic, very healing. And you won't get that atmosphere if people are feeling like they have to be fake. Making sure, again, expectations are set, you know exactly what you're focusing on, that you're ready to lead the group. And then again, trying to bring the group together. If you guys had gotten the opportunity to be all together, right? If we were in a classroom all together, I would have had you guys be a group, split you up into your own personal little groups, and you guys would have each gotten a chance to lead it. You would have seen in class, even though it's class and even though, it's an assignment in a sense, you would see how close you would get to those classmates that were in your group because you're talking about personal things. It bonds you in some sort of way. And it's a beautiful thing. People really look forward to going to group because they feel very close to those people in their group. And so it really is pretty awesome and a great support network for clients, especially clients going through things like grief, other psychotherapy type things. I've had some clients recently in outpatient programs where they do group, and group is just so healing for them and for them not to feel alone or isolated and just know other people are going through similar things. It just really is helpful, really, really helpful. There are going to be things that people don't like about group. I think at ending, that's why you have to really prepare for ending group. But there's going to be points in group that people might be frustrated, especially if they feel like they're getting picked on. Maybe something they say and people kind of give them some criticism in a constructive way, of course, but it's criticism. People don't like those things. So, you know, there might be points where people feel frustrated or disappointed. Making sure people are committed. It's important to be part of this the whole time. Now, with an open group, like commitment may not look exactly the same, but when you're there, be there. Wherever you are, be all there, right? That's a hard thing in our world today. But that's a concept for group, like if you're going to participate in this, we want you to fully participate. So, and that's how people stay committed. People have attachment issues and things, and it makes it hard if people aren't fully committed and are kind of not putting in their full effort and showing up late or leaving early, and it just is very disruptive to the whole group. And then again, you might be able to do to use some surveys or research to see how effective the group was, um, if it was really useful to them, things of that nature, just to better understand what it is that you did, and that would be something you would do towards the end of group. Um, in group, though, you do want to have this kind of regards. Um, Empathy, respect, right? Caring, confrontation, or constructive criticism, careful attending, and genuine listening. So many people are not active listeners. So many people are anxious to say what they want to say and aren't truly listening to what's being said. And this is problematic behavior, right? And especially if that's coming from the leader, right? Nobody wants a leader that doesn't listen. And some people take a long time to process, and so they pause and they just take a long time to talk. And that's not to be held against them. That's just maybe a fact. And so just letting group members be patient with that is important. Um, these are just some things that you want to consider, though, of the kind of atmosphere you want to create in your group. It's important. Making sure you have goals that lead to some sort of main purpose of your group, right? If there's homework, if there's, you know, educational things that you have to learn, making sure that, we're setting goals to get to a place, obviously attainable, realistic goals. There might even be some goals that each individual group member has for being part of the group, what they're hoping to gain from being part of the group. Those are things to find out and to take into consideration. People can feel very good when they achieve a goal. We all know what that's like, to know to achieve a goal and then to feel like, oh wow, I did that. I'm so impressed, right? So for group members, that's nice. Um, Again, setting realistic expectations. So, wanting them to give meaningful feedback, wanting them to be there on time, wanting them to show up regularly, staying in the present, being in the here and now, um, establishing these things from the beginning so that people know what to expect. This is really, really, really helpful. Um, and again, trust. We can't promise confidentiality, but we hope that each group member will remain confidential because you want group to be as authentic as it possibly can be. So again, trying to establish, like, we want foundation of trust here. This is what trust looks like. We want you each to be active participants because it could kind of be a bummer if we're talking about a serious matter and then one person doesn't participate at all, and it feels like, well, I am pouring my heart and soul out here, and you're just sitting here getting all this information. It feels unfair or not equal. And not to say every story needs to be dramatic and whatnot, but you want it to feel like there's all equal involvement in the group. Um, again, you want the group um, to have this cohesiveness and be working together on whatever the subject matter may be. Um, you want to make sure that they're using language correctly, understanding what you're talking about. Um, they may realize certain things about themselves that they never knew before. We want to make sure we're calling out things that aren't okay if someone's being discriminatory or, um, not kind to other group members. We want to call those things out and address them. Um, Trying to talk to them about following through with homework assignments so that they can optimize the group experience. We want the optimal group experience for each group member. Granted, we can't control that, but as a leader, we want to do our best to facilitate that. Um, Even talking about trust, with my class that I taught of this same course, but in person, um, we did an assignment where I told them they had to write down their deepest, darkest secret. Um, and they had to write it down on a piece of paper and turn it into me. And of course, no names were on it, so I didn't know whose secret was whose. But I prefaced the assignment. I said, now, some people are going to write very serious things on here. So you're going to feel silly when we go over these secrets and you write something silly like, I don't like mustard, and someone else writes some like horrific experience that they had and they've never told anyone. And I'm like, so don't be that person. And my class took that very seriously and they really opened up and shared some heavy things on these secrets. And when we went over them, and again, nobody knew whose secret was whose. We just were reading them out loud and processing, like, as a clinician, what would you tell this person, And we were doing it together as a group. It was very emotional, very intense for people, and it really kind of opened up some things because people were like, wow, like, this is what I would tell this person. And maybe some of this related to their own experience. Maybe it was just a very interesting thing. But see, if someone had decided to use that opportunity to be funny or didn't really want to be vulnerable, so they did something kind of shallow, it kind of takes away from the whole experience. And so I really appreciated that my class, really participated and really went out on a limb and like put themselves out there because that stuff's not easy to do. It's very intimidating, but they did it. And I was super, super pleased. And those are the kinds of things you want from your groups. You want people to be vulnerable. You want them to feel comfortable to just put it all out there, obviously in an appropriate manner. That has to do with the topic, right? We don't want them to put it all out there like this has nothing to do with what we're talking about. That's not our role, that's not our job, that's not what we're talking about. But we want it to be on topic, of course, and part of what the whole point of the group is. But I appreciate your guys' time. I hope you're really getting a lot out of this text and in this class. I know you guys are putting in a lot of work, and I know it's a lot. So keep on going. We're almost done. The end is in sight. Have a great week. Thank you so much.